Thank you, Debbie, and thank you everyone for coming in today. As you see the title of the presentation, it's regarding the CREST CPSA and the CRT exam preparation that we created at the International Cybersecurity Institute. So I will not just talking on what is included in both courses, but I will combine with topics that are relevant to the skills gap that exists in the cybersecurity industry. So the objectives of this presentation, I will give, let's say, an overview of the International Cybersecurity Institute and what we do, the current market issues in regards to cybersecurity, the skills gap that exists, of course, in cybersecurity, the value of being certified with CREST, of course, the CPSA and CRT exam preparation courses, and lastly, a very short overview and a very short demo of the ICSI Labs. So a few things about myself. Who am I, let's say, and why I'm talking today about the CPSA and CRT exam preparation courses. I have joined this ICSI team some years ago, as I was before in the system engineer role. Some of these certifications I hold are Red Hat System Administrator, Engineer, Instructor. I'm an Oracle Certified Associate, and of course, I'm certified by CREST on CPSA, CRT level. I have also passed the CCT written exam in the Pearson VU Center, and I'm now preparing for the CCT practical exam. Now, I'm leading, of course, the penetration testing team at ICSI. I'm very passionate about digital security in general and the Linux security in particular. I have also delivered several penetration testing courses in several countries, from UK to Singapore, just to name a few, let's say. Now, as part of my role, I'm cooperating with several corporate clients in order to help management to understand the risks associated with a lack of cybersecurity awareness among the non-technical computer users. Human vulnerability is the weakest link in any security infrastructure, so companies must develop a culture of security awareness to minimize the risk of a potential data breach. So, let me give you an idea of what ICSI does. The International Cybersecurity Institute is a UK registered and accredited cybersecurity education firm that was created in response of two distinct market demands. One is the shortage of qualified professionals in cybersecurity. The second is that the academic qualifications offered by universities are more focused on theoretical knowledge rather than practical hands-on training. ICSI's strength lies in the accredited courses that are delivered online and offline by specialized experts in cybersecurity. Our core programs are CPSA and CRT exam preparation, and of course, they are both accredited by CREST. So technical staff need both theoretical and practical training. Sorry, I just lost a bit what I was saying. So the technical staff need both theoretical and practical training to fortify an organization against cybercrime. Cybercrime continues to undermine organizations from commercial business to healthcare institutions. That is why there is a growing demand in the industry for professionals who can step into that role to help minimize the exposure and control any potential damage. So our industry and accredited courses offer to IT professionals specialized training in the field. So from the beginning of 2019, 47% of the cyber sector business used recruitment agencies, social networks, and word-of-mouth recommendations to recruit candidates for a cyber role. So employers report that 37% of all vacancies posted from 2019 are still hard to be filled. And the reason is that candidates have a lack of skills or knowledge. So this shortage of specialized skills extends to roles such as senior management, penetration testing, security architecture, and much more. So there has been a lack of skills in cybersecurity for many years now, while the demand continues to grow. From 2014, the number of organizations that report skills shortage has doubled, and it has increased from 23% to 51%. And of course, after 2021, a global shortfall of more than 3 million cybersecurity jobs is expected. And of course, yes, we are moving to the right direction, but the progress is still slow. 50% of all businesses in the private sector have identified a basic technical cybersecurity skill gap, and that is lack of confidence to perform basic cybersecurity tasks. 33% of businesses have an advanced technical skills gap in areas such as penetration testing, incident response, forensics, user monitoring, SOC teams, and threat intelligence. And 47%, which is almost half of the cyber sector firms, have problems with technical cybersecurity skills gap among the existing staff and the job applicants. Nowadays, we have also the impact of COVID-19, which has brought cybersecurity to the fore. So due to COVID-19, there has been a sudden shift to remote working, but at the same time, organizations needed to maintain service continuity. Remote working has accelerated the IT changes, such as moving a lot of services to the cloud, but at the same time, it created new cybersecurity threats, and we have seen a tremendous increase in phishing attacks. This also has increased the workload and the pressure on cyber teams because they had to implement new security controls and processes to deal with such threats. So the skills gap is increased every year, and it's a problem that will not go away. Brexit can be thought of as another issue when talking about cybersecurity skills gap, and it's going to have an effect, but we don't know if it is going to be for good or bad. Now, one of the myths around the cybersecurity skills gap is that it stems from a lack of skilled applicants. That is not simple because businesses play a huge role regarding the upskilling of existing or new employees. They need to understand their own specific and unique requirements and remove, let's say, any unrealistic expectations of potential talents. Demand and supply. Demand for cybersecurity skills is hugely outweighing supply. Not only there is a need for more people in education, but businesses need to understand candidates' worth. Another issue in the field is that many organizations build cybersecurity staffing requirements around a bachelor degree in computer science. That was a good strategy, let's say, in the past. But now computer science and cybersecurity are mismatched for several reasons. So I think it's time to rethink education. Many employers train their staff in certain products instead in wider security frameworks. And that is why staff do not get the required skills. And this leads to cybersecurity professionals spending their time dealing with emergencies instead of planning for the future or even training their existing staff. So as I've said, the solution is to rethink education. Employers need to invest in training or to upskill new and existing staff. We have to invest in people, and by investing in training is a way to keep people in the cybersecurity industry. People in cybersecurity value the technical skills because they want to progress, they want to learn more, and of course become better. Technology is moving too fast, so people must be updated also. So it would be great if we could get a security genius off the shelf, but the history and direction of the field indicate the need to cultivate rather than purchase. So the key is to test first for passion. For cybersecurity professionals, continual learning is the key part of the job. And there is a rough approximation of the state of cybersecurity hiring at this moment. In the right environment, with mentorship, training, and support, unproven but motivated newcomers will deliver far more over the long term instead of throwing money at distinguished computer science students whose skills lie in other realms. So the sooner the organizations recognize this, the sooner the skills gap will be a thing of the past. A few words about CREST. CREST, as we all know, is a not-for-profit organization and mostly operates in UK. It also operates in Australia, Hong Kong, Singapore, and USA, and is where the certification body originates. So CREST serves the need of the technical information security marketplace that requires the services of a regulated professional industry. And CREST is doing a great work. They engage with the community, run the most successful government ethical hacking qualifications in the UK. The CREST, CPSA, and CRT exams provide a recognized career path into the industry to reach an experienced senior level. So what are the key benefits for both exams? You'll gain a structure and recognized career path. Both certifications are recognized by the community. CREST, of course, is an industry-leading certification, and exams will provide employment opportunity. And successful completion, of course, will open the door to a large community of testers with opportunities to network and share information. And the CRT exam will confirm Czech team member status, which is also subject to NCSE. So CREST exam value is that it can validate the technical abilities of professionals. Now, the CPSA exam is an entry-level exam that focuses on assessing operating systems, networks, application services, web applications, and databases, and of course, it's a prerequisite before taking the CRT exam. The course, the CPSA exam preparation course, is 100% online course, which allow you to study anywhere and anytime. So all that you need is a reliable internet connection. And the course is aligned fully with the CREST syllabus. At the end of each appendix on the CPSA course, there is a practice quiz, and at the end of the full course, there is a mock exam in order for students to be better prepared for the actual exam. The course also provides a one-to-one support, meaning that students can book an appointment with one of our instructors to resolve any questions they might have. Now, as far as the exam, it can be taken at the Pearson VUE Test Center. You have 2 hours to answer 120 multiple choice questions. Of course, don't stress out. because you always have the option to mark questions and review them later, especially for those you have any doubts. For questions that you don't have any doubts, you're fully sure, let's say, that your answer is correct, there is no need to mark the question. Now, the CPSA technical syllabus has 10 appendices, which identifies at a high level the technical skills and knowledge that test takers are expected to possess for the exam. Appendices start from A to J, and each one is subdivided in specific skills area. Mostly test takers are worrying about the guidance given in the syllabus because they don't provide, let's say, any sample questions or no further expansion on the topics in each appendix. But for that one, don't worry, we have your back. Okay. Now, course videos are also included in order, let's say, to make learning more engaging. Okay, because some people like to, or let's say, they do understand things better when they studied it. Some other people understand things when they hear it. And for each skill area found in each appendix, we cover them all in order to supply to test takers all the required knowledge to succeed in the exam. The first appendix, the appendix A, talks about the software skills and the assessment management. This is a very common sense topic, I would say, non-technical, and you are expected to understand how to scope a penetration test, the different UK laws that have an impact on penetration testing activities, and other concepts such as application testing, infrastructure testing, what is black box, what is gray, and what is white box testing. It's very essential, this one, because before doing, let's say, or performing a real penetration test, you need to know how to scope a penetration test, and of course the laws that have an impact on penetration testing. The second appendix, B, talks about the core technical skills. This is another very important section because you're expected to know common IP protocols like IPv4, IPv6, which IPv6 has started to be implemented, TCP, UDP, ICMP, and more. It also covers cryptography, which anyone involved in cybersecurity should be at least aware of. Appendix C, background information gathering and open source. This is a section that talks mostly about WHOIS and DNS. And of course, all the concepts regarding the DNS are covered. Appendix D, networking equipment, is a section that covers management protocols, network protocols, IPsec, VoIP, and of course, wireless. Appendix E, Microsoft Windows Security Assessment. It covers basics regarding the Windows environment, what is Active Directory, the Active Directory roles, let's say, what are SMB shares, where the Windows operating system stores and encrypts passwords, and of course, the most common Windows vulnerabilities. Appendix F, the Unix security assessment, where on this section, you are expected to enumerate and understand the common Unix and Linux services. Appendix G, H, and I, they talk about the web technologies, the web testing methodologies, and web testing techniques. This is a huge section that covers almost everything regarding web applications. You will understand the common web application vulnerabilities and, of course, the common web testing techniques. And finally, Appendix J, databases. Last but not least, this section covers the major databases that exist. You will see that it seems a tiny section, but do not take it less seriously. So, Go through each appendix in a slow pace, as there is no need to rush. That is because you need to understand clearly every topic. Learn the different acronyms well from all sections, so try to remember all of them. Take your time, read, listen, and make sure that you understand every topic before moving to the next one. If you have questions, if you don't understand any topic, as I've said previously, we have one-to-one support, which you can book a meeting with one of our instructors to resolve your questions. The CRT preparation exam. Another course which is 100% online and allows you again to study anywhere and anytime. It's aligned, of course, with the CREST syllabus, and again, all you need is just a reliable internet connection. This course is 100% technical, providing vulnerable virtual machines where the students can practice and prepare for the actual CRT exam. So with this way, we accelerate learning and equip students with the hands-on experience which can put the new skills gained into practice as quick as possible. Again, at the end of the course, there is a mock exam, which is the ideal way to get the feeling of the actual exam. It is also recognized by the NCSE because it provides the minimum standard for check team member status, and is designed to assess the ability of a candidate to perform basic vulnerability assessment and penetration testing tasks. The exam is a multiple choice practical assessment, and you are expected to find known vulnerabilities on network, application, and database technologies. So by passing the exam, you may request that your information be provided to NCSE in order to be considered for check team member status. Again, this course provides a one-to-one support, which you can book an appointment to resolve any questions you might have. Now, regarding the CRT exam, you will need to take your laptop with you with any tools you feel more comfortable. Of course, all the tools that are shown in the course that exist, of course, in the Kali Linux operating system should get you through the test. And make sure, please, you are comfortable with how to configure IP networking on your laptop. Now, if Kali Linux is installed as a virtual machine, you need to learn how to configure networking through a virtual machine, of course, and the recommended way is to configure on, of course, the virtual environment, a bridge network, not NAT, not the network address translation. And the reason is because there are 10 marks available for you for just getting connected. Of course, time will run away from you as in any test. Be organized and know which tool to use on each question, and be quick and efficient as possible. So by passing the two exams, individuals will be equipped with the on-demand cybersecurity job skills which are needed to be employed as a technical, well-rounded professional in cybersecurity. Now, the ICSI Labs. ICSI provides 24/7 remote access to a virtual lab which allows you to learn, train, and practice your skills in your own time. So all you need is just a reliable internet connection. There is no need to set up a VPN connection on your site or on any virtual machine. So you can sharpen your skills by applying them to real-world scenarios presented in security labs, just as you would expect to encounter in a real-life work environment. And of course, access to labs is provided for a total of 6 months. So during that time, you can practice as often as you want and for as long as you want, even if you have already, let's say, completed the course. Okay, so I believe we have time very quickly for a lab demo. Okay, so I will bring on my screen the lab just to show very quickly a few things. Here we have a coupon code which you can get a 25% discount for both courses using the code CRESTCon 2021. So let me stop the presentation and bring on my screen the lab very quickly to perform a quick demo. So I'm launching right now my lab. As you see, I haven't set up any VPN connection. Access to lab is provided by web browser through our platform. Okay, as you see, the lab content is loading. As I've said before, you just need a reliable internet connection. As you see, access to the lab will be granted in less than 60 seconds. So let's wait for the lab to load. Once the lab is loaded, you will see that I will have access to a Kali Linux virtual machine, and the vulnerable virtual machines are not shown in order to feel that you are performing a penetration test on a real work environment. So if I click on the resources here, you can see that I have access to a Windows 7 machine and a Kali Linux virtual machine. So let me click on Kali. You can see from the right pane that we provide you with the username and the password to use to log in to each virtual machine. So let me log in. On the instructions tab here, you can see that all the exercises that and the labs, of course, that are included within the course, they have been also added to the lab environment. So for any user that has completed, let's say, the first exercise, can click on the next exercise to perform the steps. Of course, if I go to the previews, you can see here some PNG files. These are screenshots. So if you click on a PNG, you can see on which command to run, of course, and what will be the output in order to be 100% sure that you are running the correct command and you are getting the right output. Okay, so as I was saying, the vulnerable virtual machines are hidden, which you can identify for anyone that is familiar with different commands through the Kali virtual machine. You can see a timer here, which has started counting from 8 hours and counting down, let's say. Don't worry about the timer, because at any time you have the ability to either save the lab, which the next time you will start the lab, you continue from the point you left off. And if you click on end, you can end the lab. And the next time that you will start the lab, it will start, let's say, from scratch. Okay, it's like resetting the virtual machines from the beginning. Okay, so that's the lab environment. Okay, Debbie, back to you if any user has questions.
Okay, that's lovely. Thank you very much for going through that, Costas. Now, it is your opportunity, please, if you are an attendee, if you have any questions, you've got Costas here for the next few minutes to answer any of those questions about anything that he's gone through. So with regards to the lab that he's just shown you, or any of the other information that's gone before. So please feel free to type those questions into the question pane and we can get those asked for you. So one of the things obviously going through that, do you find there is a typical question that candidates perhaps come back to you with, that once they've actually sat the exam? Is there something that, you know, perhaps those that don't do as well, that they come back and sort of a reoccurring theme?
The thing is that a lot of test takers are failing due to the appendixes that talk about the web applications.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is where I believe they should be focusing more. Okay, because as I was saying, it's a huge section which I could say that it covers everything regarding web applications, the different technologies that are used to build, let's say, web application, and of course there are vulnerabilities, and the different web application testing techniques. So that is the section that people mostly face during the exam.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you for that. Now we've had a question in just asking about whether we can say about the CRT and using the OSCP equivalency. So that's really to do with the CREST equivalencies. I don't know if you've got anything that you can add there, Costas. If not, then obviously we can contact that person just separately and just let them know what they have to do with regards to the CREST career pathway, so that they can look at that.
To be honest, on that one, I have seen people which they hold the OSCP certificate to fail the CRT exam. And that is because the questions on both exams, their nature is different. Okay, because you need to identify different, let's say, vulnerabilities on the CRT exam, get access to, and so on. But on the OSCP, if I'm not mistaken, you have a very small number of questions compared to the CRT, and you have 24 hours to complete them. But you have limited time, I could say, on the CRT exam.
Excellent, thank you. And if there's anything else that you want to add to your questions, then please feel free to pop those in the question pane so we can get them asked now for you. Now, one of the questions that's come in is, are there any books that you can recommend to prepare for the CPSA and the CPIA?
For the CPIA, I don't have, to be honest. But I could say for the CPSA, we cover them all the things in our course. Okay, but there are some books in the CREST website that are recommended by students that they have already passed the CPSA exam, and but they are not enough, to be honest.
That's great, thank you. And we can obviously provide you with a list of those afterwards, so no problem, we'll get those over to you in an email. Now we have a question from somebody here that says, can you kindly clarify the free labs availability? I'm not sure if they perhaps missed when you were going through to say how to get on the labs, whether you could just reiterate that.
The labs are accessible through our platform, and they are available for 6 months. If
Lovely.
That is what is asking the user.
Yeah, that's great, thank you. If there was another part to that question, then please feel free to type that in. So we've had someone come through that says, I'm preparing for the ICIS CPT exam. Is it different from the ICIS? They put
ICIS, it means the CREST one. It's preparing for the CPT, correct? Our exam.
Yeah. So I think that's
what asking if it is different from the CRT one.
Yeah. So I don't know if that person could just clarify whether that's what you're asking. Please feel free to pop it in. That's not a problem, and we can just go over that. So you've got somebody here that's thanking you for for a great session. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
They said they recently they've cleared the LPT Master. So which one should they choose from CREST, and how should they start really?
Okay, for that one, I'm not sure. I haven't done the LPT, to be honest. Okay, but do you have any equivalency, Debbie, for the LPT or CH?
It's a good question. Probably have to go away and have a quick look at that. So for that person,
because if I'm not mistaken, you have some equivalency with the CH, but they still need to get the CPSA, something like that, but not 100% sure.
What will probably be the best thing for that person who's just asked that question, what we'll do is we'll send you through the career pathway. We can always put you in touch with Costas if you need to then go on and obviously discuss how you do that. So if we send you through the equivalency pathways, you can have a little look if you've got any questions through CREST, and then we can advise you where to best go, and then obviously you can pick up the conversations with Costas after that. So that would be good.
Yeah, sure.
So
for the previous, Debbie, can I add something from the previous question about the ICSI CPT exam?
Yeah.
To answer it very quickly, we do use the same style of the CRT exam, okay, which we created that style of exam to also prepare, let's say, students for the actual CRT exam. Is not equivalent, okay, just to clarify that, but it prepares students for the actual CRT exam. That's one. Right.
Thank you. I think that's probably answered that question, definitely, that's come in from that person. So now somebody has asked, and again, they might have missed this when you talked about discount codes at the end, but will
it's CRESTCon 2021, the code.
Yeah. Excellent, because they said, will ICSI be giving out promotional discounts to take up these courses from the ICSI platform?
Yes, they can use that code.
Excellent. So don't worry if you missed that code at all, we can make it available after this, and just we'll send it out to you by email so that you have it, so that you can get in touch with them.
Okay.
Now here we've got one. So this person's asking, they're actually based in India, and they're asking how to search for a job after they get a CPSA CRT, especially during the period of the pandemic, really, and COVID taking hold. Have you got any advice for them?
Okay, they need, but the question is, they are based in India. Do you cover CREST that covers India?
So we would, yes. So anybody from India can take the exams on Pearson VUE if there's a Pearson VUE centre there, or if they're taking them in other sort of countries and things. So yeah, we could. It's difficult to advise really to search for a job, but I think, I mean, what I'll do is I'll go away and have a little look. We have a group which we work with called CERIS, who look after a framework for recruitment, so they might have some ideas really that they can send over. So we'll see what we can do for you there. So again, we've just been asked to share the link for the labs. So obviously we can put you in touch with Costas, and then you can take that offer up from there. So we've got
they can ask me directly. You can share my email if that's okay with you.
That's brilliant, lovely. We'll do that after this this presentation. So another question that's come in, the ICSI Certified Penetration Tester Associate, the CPTA. They were just looking at how much does this course prepare me for the CREST CPSA exam?
Yeah, if some users have taken that free offer, let's say, that course also prepares students for the CPSA.
Excellent, thank you. So I think we've covered all the questions that have come in from everyone. As I say, you've still got a couple of minutes if you want to type something in now. Otherwise, thank you very much for attending today and these great questions. And thanks to Costas for a great presentation. It's really appreciated for all the hard work that you do on the training courses for the CREST exams. Thank you.
Thank you.
So it doesn't look like we've got any other questions coming in. So we're going to end the webinar for today. Again, a big thank you to the attendees and for the presentation today. And we will look forward to